Alright, so here we go, Draw My Life. I'm really not that good at drawing on this whiteboard, so bear with me. Alright, so on October 7th, 1993, my mom birthed a little baby girl, and that's when I said hello to the world. I started school when I was 5 years old, instead of 6 like most kids, which meant I was always the baby of the grade. But that'll be okay, because when all my classmates turn 50, I'll still be in my 40s. I didn't mind school, I actually quite enjoyed it, because I had a lot of friends and they always made it fun. I even found out that guys didn't really have cooties at a young age, which meant I had a lot of guy friends too, and they were alright. School was going great, but it was kind of a different story at home. Things started to get a little rocky, and my mom and dad ended up getting a divorce when I was little. Being a kid, I didn't really know what that meant. All I knew was that Mama and I were still living at home while Dad was moving into the apartment complex down the street. It didn't really bother me too much though. I mean, I still got to visit, and I remember he had this really cool iguana, and I loved to look at it, but when it came to holding it, I didn't really want to. I was a little scared. He even gave me this really cool Crayola crayon cup. It looked just like a crayon, well, to me at least. And I wish I knew it was today. However, about a year later, my dad died, and all those really fun visits came to an end. Again though, being a kid, I didn't really know what was going on. All I really knew was that Dad wasn't coming back, and now it was just Mom and me. In 4th grade, I decided to join band and play the clarinet, and I thought I was really cool because I had a blue clarinet and everyone else just had the typical black one. But band didn't really last long for me because in 5th grade, there was this really mean band teacher named Mrs. Toon, and I quit. Middle school was kind of an adventure because in my school district, there was 3 elementary schools, but when it came to middle school, all of those schools combined, and so there was a ton of new kids. It was kind of scary. Though I was kind of frightened about being combined with so many new kids, it actually wasn't that bad. I had my old friends, and I even met some new ones. It was actually kind of nice. I even met one of my best friends in middle school. She was a lot taller than me. I am just so short. Oh well. I had played soccer my entire life, and when it came to 7th grade, we both ended up making the team. It was really cool. She even convinced me to play women's lacrosse in the spring, and that actually had a pretty big impact on me later on, but we'll get to that later. Also in middle school, I began taking some art classes, and I was actually pretty good. I even won my first Silver Key Award in 7th grade, which is actually a pretty big deal when you live in central New York. Later on, I won some more awards for art, and so I want to thank my amazing teachers, because art became my passion. I had a great time in middle school, and I loved all my friends, but sadly, I had to switch school districts. After my grandpa died, Mom and I decided to move in with Grandma to take care of her. Not that she needed it, she's in better shape than we are. But after middle school graduation, Mom and I packed the car and headed to Grandma's house. And we had a lot of stuff. I was quite alright with moving though, because Grandma only had a 1-bedroom house, which meant they had to build me my very own room. In other words, I became a little designer, and I got to choose every little detail that went into my bedroom and bathroom. PB Teen was pretty much my favorite magazine. Summer came around, and it was time for competition. Since January of that year, I had been training with a group for an acting, modeling, and talent competition down in Orlando, Florida. I got to walk the runway, do an Evian commercial, and I could have sang, but I decided not to, which I was kind of glad because there were a lot of good singers. While we were down in Orlando, Florida, we couldn't help but go to Disney World, and that's exactly what we did. Mom, Grandma, and I took over the parks, literally. Grandma went on every single roller coaster ride with us, and I have the pictures to prove it. We had an absolute blast. Of all the rides we went on, I must say that Rock and Roller Coaster was my favorite. Not only because I love upside down rides, or because I got to sit next to this random cute guy, but because Mom's hair looked crazy in the photo. We had to buy it instantly, and Grandma and I laughed the rest of the trip at that one. Sorry, Mom, it was hilarious. Summer came to an end, and it was time for me to start at my new school. Luckily though, I tried out for the soccer team, which was a couple weeks before school actually started, and I made a bunch of new friends, who made the first few days at a new school actually kinda nice. So thanks, guys! Sophomore year, I auditioned for the school musical. I even got my first solo, where I played Penelope Ann in Bye Bye Birdie. I sat at the edge of the stage and sang my little heart out for about 2 lines. Oh well, a solo's a solo. I soon realized it wasn't just the visual arts I had a passion for, it was for the performing arts too. I met some of my best friends through theater, and some are even still my best friends today. I also met a very special person while doing the shows. Not only was he my boyfriend for 3 years, but he was also my best friend. Doing the shows became my favorite part of high school, mainly because of all the great people I met while doing it, and being able to sing and dance in front of everyone really helped with my confidence. Not to mention, it's a ton of fun being able to play someone totally different from who you really are. In a weird, ironic way, it almost makes you feel more comfortable being yourself. I also played May in the Pajama Game and Miss Dorothy Brown in Thoroughly Modern Millie. It became time to look for colleges. Even though I started looking when I was a sophomore, it was now time to get to business. As everyone knew, art was my passion, both visual and performing. So it seemed it was the obvious choice. But I wasn't really sure it would make a good career. I had to make a tough decision. Study what I love, or study something where I know I could get a job later. Eventually, I decided to study veterinary technology because of my love for animals. After finishing my search, I ended up going to a small school outside of Boston called Mount Ida College. About a week into college, my boyfriend and I broke up. It was really hard losing a best friend like that. But in return, I ended up making a lot of great new ones. And they really helped me through all the rough times. And they're still there for me today. And I hope they know that I'll always be there for them too. Word got loose that I could play women's lacrosse. I told you this would come up later. I hadn't intended on playing sports in college, but I ended up as a starter defender for my college team. And while doing so, I made even more new friends. Though I had a lot of great new friends and life seemed really great at college, I wasn't really happy because I wasn't studying what I truly loved, and that was art. So after my 3rd semester at Ida, I switched my major and transferred schools to Marymount Manhattan College in New York City. I didn't really tell my friends at Ida that I was leaving because I really hate goodbyes, so I got quite a few questions when my Facebook status updated to officially moved out of Ida. I just didn't want people to try and convince me to stay because I really had to do this for me. One day, while I was browsing the fabulous world of YouTube, I discovered some pretty funny and inspiring people. I stayed up on hours on end, watching their videos. I mean, Mom, if you're watching this, I was studying. Let's be real, I was getting inspired by people talking to their cameras, and I realized I could do that too. So one day, I went home, grabbed my camera, and I started my very own channel. And that's where you come in. I could really use your help. If I could get 10,000 views and 100 subscribers, I would be much closer to reaching a goal of mine, which could really change my life in the long run. So I'm asking you please, when you're done watching this, if you could subscribe and share this with all sorts of people, rewatch it with your dog, with your cat, or with your mom, or with your dad, with your grandma, with your grandpa. Then head to my channel and watch those, and share those. I would really appreciate it, and love you forever. Like always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up by hitting that big like button down there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!